Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. Yeah, in everybody's life a little rain must fall. You folks who've been following my channel for a while know that I hate messing with tires. I just hate it, always did, always will. When I was a kid growing up, a friend of the family was filling a split rim truck tire, and the top rim, even though he had it chained up, if you guys are familiar with those, there's a metal band. It flew off, and even though he had it chained up, somehow or another it caught him and in the forehead. And let me put it this way, it wasn't good for him. I mean, he went back to having a normal life, which after the incident included many migraines, blurred vision, and a certain amount of mental deterioration. So that was my initial, boy, there's a good reason to dislike tires too. I've had tires pop on me, not split rims, regular tires. When filling them, I had one blow, just kind of a patch out of it. Luckily, there wasn't too much air pressure on it, and it was the bottom side, but I was fairly close, and it was quite enough to get you about to the point where you soil your pants, right? You jump around and, what the heck happened kind of stuff. So you guys know I hate tires. Anyway, this is the back tire off the golf cart, the club car, down in the driveway. And what happened with it was it kept leaking air, and each time I put air in it, it'd leak out faster. And it turns out that the rim on there, the silver rim, was actually rotted where the tire valve was. So I said, shoot. And I looked around the Horde, and it turns out I had this really nice rim, but it looked like somebody put a knife into it. I must have bought it that way because I don't recall that happening after I had it. So it looked like somebody, stabbed it. It had a huge gash in it. So I took that tire off, and I took this tire off the silver rim, and I put it on here, and I aired it up, and everything looked good, and I put it on the golf cart, and sure enough, it was sitting flat again. So, I said, oh shoot, probably with a little bit more emphasis, because once again, I do hate my working on tires. And I, took it off, put another tire on the golf cart, and I'm like, I put a lot of time into this stupid tire. What's with it? Either I'm fixing it or I'm putting it into recycling, and I'm done with it. I'm not messing with it anymore. It's wasting too much of my time. And it turns out, for some reason, the tire wasn't sealing well on the bead. So a little trick. I liberally applied some of this Elmer's glue, which, by the way, they used to sell these for $1. They're now $4 at Staples. Elmer's glue, by the way, also, look at this, made in the United States. One has to love that. I like stuff made in the United States. So you pay $4 for it. Anyway, so I broke the bead again, used Old Blue, the tire bead breaker there. Broke the bead, literally coated it, put the old tourniquet on there, right? You put the band around it. That way as you squeeze the center of the tire, it puts pressure on it. And I put some air pressure into it until it's sealed. Waited a little while for the glue to kind of tack up really good. Then I aired it up, and you guys could see, and this by the valve, it was where it was leaking, so I obviously put a lot of extra rubber cement right there, and it looks like it got it. So there we are. So this video accomplished two things. Hopefully for those of you who have trouble, and sometimes you have trouble getting a tire to seal at the rim, especially if the rims are a little banged up or rusty. So I've found this rubber cement to work out. Rubber cement, once again, if you pay $4 for this, you probably get 4 or 5 tires out of it if you put it on nice and liberally. Or if you got to do both sides, you probably get 3 tires out of it, 2 or 3. So you invest $4 and you give it a shot. If not, the other thing you could do, obviously, is you can put a tube into it, but a tube is a $20 bill. And if you buy 4 of these as removal, there's a guy in Georgia who sells them on eBay. I guess for folks who buy a stock golf cart and have to put chrome wheels on it or something, you know, because they got more money than the folks who watch my videos and myself have. Anyway, the tires he pulls off of those, he typically sells all 4 of them delivered to your house here in New York for $100. So, you know, it's kind of like if I'm going to put $20 worth of tube into this, I really should just say, you know, the heck with it, and order 4 fresh tires on rims that hold air. And typically his tires, I think he would call this a B. Typically when they, you know, they have thread but they're not beautiful and the rims are good but not perfect, I think he calls them these condition Bs. And once again, he sells these for about 4 of them for about $100. And once again, you can find him on eBay. So anyway, I got this all sealed up and all happy. I'm not putting it right back on the golf cart because I've already taken it off a couple of times, and homie's getting a little tired of that. So I'm going to make sure that it holds air, but there we are. Anyway, so Elmer's glue, good for other things. Seal that leaky rim. Okay, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and please, please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.